Welcome to Valor Fights 41. We're in Elizabethton, Tennessee. Beautiful Elizabethton in the beautiful Evolution Sports Gym. Great to have you with us. I'm Vince Ferrara alongside the man, Casey Oxendon. Boy, you're going to love our main event tonight. It's for the Valor Welterweight Championship, and it's a UMAF National Final bout. The winner tonight will move on to the Nationals. It features Knoxville's Steven Stevens from Shield Systems, of course, the camp of Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman, taking on Georgia's Bubba Cruz, a very accomplished and talented fighter. A lot on the line, Casey, and a very interesting matchup.
Well, of course, the winner comes back here to Evolution Sports Gym in May for those Nationals. It is a big deal. You can go on to eventually become a world champion with this series, but the big talk is, it is for the Valor Fights welterweight strap. This is going to be a war. We've seen Stevens before. This guy is extremely durable, technical. He is the total package, but Bubba Cruz certainly packs a punch.
A proving ground in many ways and a lot on the line. It's our main event tonight here at Valor Fights 41 in Elizabethton, but we are loaded as much as ever tonight here with Valor Fights 41, and it gets started next.
This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hogs red corner, he weighed in at 135 pounds, holds a record of 0 wins with 2 losses, and fights out of Maverick Training Center in Huntsville, Alabama, Matt Canadian Johnson. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the OEB blue corner, he weighed in at 136 pounds, holds an undefeated record of 1 win with 0 losses, and represents Olson's Martial Arts in Johnson City, Tennessee, Clayton Summers. Your referee when the action begins is Jimmy Neely.
Jimmy Neely, our referee, as Valor Fights 41 is in Elizabethton, Tennessee. Matt Johnson in the black trunks, Clayton Summers in the red trunks. Bantamweight bout at 135, 3-minute rounds, touch of gloves, and we're underway at Valor Fights 41.
And Clayton Summers, such a huge bantamweight here. Looks to be about 6'1". He is a monster. But Matt Johnson looks to have some, not necessarily old man strength. He's older than Clayton Summers, but he's able to maintain his posture here.
Matt Johnson, 10 years older than Clayton Summers, 29 and 19 for Clayton.
Oh, beautiful knees there by Matt Johnson to the body of Clayton Summers. Those don't feel good. Summers continues to work the grappling here, but tied up by the Canadian here. Oh, here we go. Clayton Summers pulling guard. Now, I have been inside of that guard before. You have to be very, very careful. Long legs, good submissions.
Summers weighed in at 136.9, while Johnson at 135.5.
Now, with all that being said, Matt Johnson does train with Suzanne Ramsden. She is a BJJ black belt under Helio Seneca. They know their way around the ground. As I say it, Clayton Summers begins to lock up a triangle. Oh, man, Matt Johnson makes him pay for it there.
Johnson on top, midway through round number 1. Some offense from the bottom by Summers.
Big shots there. Johnson somehow able to bypass that long reach of Clayton Summers. You know, for a grappling enthusiast, this is really good to watch. Great postures here. Guys that know their way around the realm of submission fighting and utilizing it here in mixed martial arts competition.
Summers trying to reverse and end up on top.
And it looks like Matt Johnson may have passed him out, and he needs to watch. Clayton Summers very good at regaining that butterfly as I say it.
Yep.
He does it.
Trying to buck him off, trying to get to his feet.
Oh, here we go. Matt Johnson looking for the guillotine here. Clayton Summers looking to pass. This could have been a big mistake by Matt Johnson giving up top position.
Yep. And now, very close to full mount is Summers. Does he have enough time for some late offense in round one?
You see Matt Johnson very composed. Of course, Clayton Summers very composed as well. I think we're going to go to a round two, Vince.
Summers gets to rain down some ground and pound in the final seconds. Maybe a little influence for the judges.
That could possibly influence the judges passing to Mount. I don't know if he did enough. Matt Johnson spent most of that round on top, delivering ground and pound. He looked really, really good. That being said, like I said, he made a mistake there, attacking that guillotine, and Clayton Summers capitalized on it and advanced into a very dominant position there at the end.
So you would give Matt Johnson that first round?
I think I would give the slight edge to Matt Johnson. I just don't think that Clayton Summers did enough to steal the round.
You see the replay here with Johnson on top. And really, Johnson was on top. He wasn't able to do damage. And those might have been the cleanest shots of the fight. There was one that came down from Johnson, but Summers from the bottom actually was a little bit cleaner with the strikes.
Yeah, I think he was getting through, but still the range of Clayton Summers was able to deflect a lot of that.
The 29-year-old Matt Johnson in the black trunks could be up 1-0 on the judges' scorecards. Likely a 10-9. Clayton Summers, the 19-year-old in the red trunks.
Oh, here we go. Matt Johnson wasting no time here. Clayton Summers looking for the guillotine choke. That could be tight. Matt Johnson really needs to pay attention to that. I see a lot of guys defend the guillotine, think that they're out of it, and then before you know it, the guy latches it on again and takes it home. I think Johnson is doing a great job, though, of defending.
And he's out. How about that?
And he needs to watch also here because the Kimura lock is readily available to Clayton Summers.
It's where those long limbs really come into play because you can do so many things so quickly.
Yeah, and look at Matt Johnson utilizing the elbows to the body, that left elbow. You rarely see that out of amateurs. It's 100% legal, but a lot of amateurs don't utilize it.
Both fighters have the other's neck with one arm.
All right. Matt Johnson with the guard pass, of course, in grappling competition, that would be 2 to 3 points depending on where you're fighting. In mixed martial arts, it gets you nothing.
Summers trying to roll over.
Oh, here we go. Looking for a knee bar is Clayton Summers. Moving possibly into the 50-50 position. Now, they cannot do twisting footlocks. That is 100% illegal. But they can apply the Achilles, which is very painful. Can be. But typically more of a pain compromise hold. You're not going to typically see an experienced grappler tap to that unless it's really tight.
Very unusual techniques here in this second round, just past the midway point.
And I think Matt Johnson's looking to land some ground and pound. He just doesn't have the range quite yet, dealing with the length of Clayton Summers.
Corner telling Johnson, push those knees forward, maybe get some more reach, but he's got to be careful with those up kicks.
Yeah, oh, that was a big shot there. And one thing that he may look to as well, Matt Johnson, is to actually land the elbows to the legs of Clayton Summers. See Clayton looking to take the back. Johnson quickly attaining that whizzer position, and he gets reversed here into crossbody.
Summers is likely losing this round, so he's got to get something going in the final 30.
Yeah, undoubtedly. But just like in the first round, Clayton Summers turns it around in the closing moments. And oh, beautiful butterfly sweep there by Matt Johnson. His head is still contained by Clayton Summers, but this is certainly a solid position for the Canadian.
And Johnson able to avoid a late flurry by reversing that position once again and ending up on top. Tries to get back in full mount, but no time.
Mixed martial arts action returns to Corbin Arena May 6th with Valor Fights versus Warrior FC Border Wars. It's Tennessee versus Kentucky as two of the nation's top promotions collide. Watch Valor Fights standouts Justin Long, Nick Gertz, Jason King, and David Robbins all in action as they enter hostile territory. It's Valor Fights versus Warrior FC Border Wars, May 6th at the Corbin Arena. Tickets available now at the arena box office or visit Ticketmaster.com.
I know you're big on standing up in the corners.
Yeah.
Johnson has been doing that while Summers has been on the stool, drooped over, and looks pretty exhausted. I've been having to hold off Johnson much of this fight.
Well, there are conflicting thoughts about that. You know, some people think, you need to sit down, get those legs flushed out. Other people would prefer to have the mental prowess, and show your, give a thought to your opponent, in other words.
Third and final
here we
round.
go. Clayton Summers opting to strike now, using those kicks.
And it cost him his back again.
I
was going to ask you with Summers in terms of the takedown defense, but he sort of walked into that with that head kick.
Yeah, I think he's very comfortable on the ground. He's done a lot of submission grappling in which you can pull guard and you can win from there, and he's got a lot of submissions from his guard. It's just in mixed martial art, it's very dangerous. Now, at this position, if I'm Matt Johnson, I may stay here in half guard. Half guard is hard to get up from. It's hard to submit from, if it's a standard grappling match. But, when you're in a mixed martial arts bout where you can deliver the elbows to the body and the hammer fists to the face and the punches, it's a good spot.
And if you very well could be up 2-0, so if you stay on top, sort of seal the deal.
Yeah, take your time there. No reason to advance, because what I've found is that Clayton Summers is really good at guard recovery, but when you're stuck in the half guard, it can complicate things a little bit.
Johnson still on top. Raining down some short shots. Those are getting through to Summers.
I think so. I don't think you're going to see Matt Johnson put Clayton Summers away. Of course, anything can happen in this sport, but I think what you're seeing here is Matt Johnson putting in work and going for the long haul. He's got a minute and a half left. It's his fight to lose at this point.
Well, and he's staying active enough to where Jimmy Neely is not going to stand him up.
Yeah. I will say he needs to really watch having his hips too close to that cage, though. It could stifle his posture and allow Clayton Summers to advance now, or to sweep. Now he moves into mount position. I don't know that that's necessarily the place, but as I say it, he gets high, and he may be looking for a submission of his own with less than a minute left in round 3.
Summers, a little bit of swelling over the left eye and the forehead area. And a tough spot here, 45 seconds left to make something happen.
When I'm on a tall, lanky guy like that, I'll always worry they're going to reach those legs through, and even though it's technically unsound, guys will do it, and they can squirm their way out. In this case, Matt Johnson is staying really, really heavy and really low here, and it could be that Clayton Summers is gassing a little bit. It's the first time he's gone this deep into a mixed martial arts fight.
And he is just not doing enough to try to make something happen. Now he tries to buck out, but there's only 15 seconds left in the fight. Ten seconds. That Johnson's going to ride this out.
Oh, an armbar, and he gets it!
Wow! Out of nowhere with seconds left.
He made me eat my words. I thought he was going to ride it out, and he went for it. Wow.
Unbelievable. The corner of Matt Johnson with a smile jumping into the cage. It looked like he was riding that out to a decision victory. And he said, forget that. He let his guard down, and I'm going to take that arm. Wow.
Props to the Canadian Matt Johnson, the first win of his mixed martial arts career, and that's a storied past, that's, 3-4 years between each one of those fights, and now he comes here at Valor Fights 41, he gets that first victory. He looked fantastic.
Very impressive. That's why you cannot go by the records of MMA fighters when we mentioned those at the beginning of fights. 0-2, but tough competition in case you take us to the finish. That was it. It was so quick. There it was. Just grab that arm.
And it may have been that Clayton just wasn't even expecting it. He was expecting to get rid, for Matt to ride it out. And wow.
Clayton Summers, though, 1-1 now, only 19 years old. So good camp, good work. So he can work on some things and get better. All right, to the cage. Here's Jennifer.
Your referee stops this fight at 2 minutes and 59 seconds into the third round. For your winner via armbar submission, red corner, Matt Canadian Johnson. This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hogs red corner, he weighed in at 124 pounds. Fights out of Rush MMA and American Top Team in Macon, Georgia. And tonight he is making his MMA debut, Chase Boutwell. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the OEB blue corner. He weighed in at 136 pounds, holds a record of 1 win with 4 losses. And he also fights out of American Top Team, but in Asheville, North Carolina, Charles Chandler. Your referee when the action begins is Nate Jolly.
Nate Jolly, our referee for this flyweight bout at 125, presented by 4G Custom Designs. Chase Boutwell in the black trunks, blue gloves, red tape. Charles Chandler, black trunks, black gloves, and blue tape. Touch of gloves. We're underway. 3 3-minute rounds.
Oh, here we go. Chandler wasting no time. Big slam by Chandler.
So the wrestling prowess on display early for Chandler.
Boutwell looking to lock up that guillotine choke right out of the gate. Slips off. But you can already see the guard of Chase Boutwell beginning to work.
Big stuff. Control posture, big stuff. Yes.
Oh, here we go. Boutwell already with the triangle choke. This could be a done deal right out of the gate. Boutwell locking up the armbar. Chandler with the slam. Not enough to get the job done. Another slam. Boutwell on top now.
Wow. Boutwell raining down.
And somehow, Chandler out.
Stop the head. Stop the head. 10 to the shot. Tight waist.
What a fight here. And these are little guys.
Stop the head.
Those 2 slams when that position, they don't always work. Sometimes they tighten the grip, right? But he was able to get out.
Yeah, somehow he was able to manage it. He seems to be squirming these flyweights. They know how to do it.
Right back into it.
That's 4 slams we've seen in the first minute 20 of this first round.
Yeah, we've already got a highlight reel for Valor Fights 41. It's just our second fight into the live side. Oh, here we go. Another triangle choke by Chase Boutwell.
Gable grip, 2-on-1 under that arm. 2-on-1 straight arm bar set up.
Oh, here we go. He's going to take it for a ride again. Oh, I think this is it. I think he's got it locked this time. That's it, a done deal. Chase Boutwell, successful in his mixed martial arts debut.
So impressive. Chase Boutwell with a ton of fans recognizing this young talent. Unbelievable. 5 slams, and Boutwell was the victim of a bunch of them, but it didn't matter.
No, and that's what I said before. Chase Boutwell, this kid is tremendously pedigreed on the ground. It could have been that Chandler came out thinking he was a striker by trade because he has all of those fights online in kickboxing competition, but he is very well-rounded. What a finish here.
And here's a replay case.
Yeah, big slam. And, you know, they tell you, the referee tells you, you can slam on the head under one condition. That's when you're caught in a triangle choke. You're allowed to do it. He tried to. He failed. Chase Boutwell with the victory.
Wow, so impressive for Chase Boutwell. As Casey mentioned, accomplished former youth grappling and kickboxing prospect, now making his way successfully into amateur MMA. The future bright for that young man right there out of American Top Team in Macon, Georgia, in the battle of ATT camps. Valor Fights 41 off to a fantastic start. And Chase Boutwell now at 1-0 in his career. Charles Chandler going to fall to 1-5, but certainly game and aggressive was Chandler out of the game.
Oh, absolutely. That really made a lot of the action in this fight. You know, it could have been Chase Boutwell just walking across the cage and and doing work. Not in this case. Charles Chandler really made it exciting here. This one really electrified the audience.
We've got a great crowd here at the Evolution Sports Gym. Believe we are sold out here. It is standing room only in this great facility. You can see fans in the background in a lot of our shots. All right, to the cage to announce our winner.
Your referee stops this fight at 1 minute and 47 seconds into the first round. For your winner by triangle choke submission, out of the Hogs red corner, Chase Boutwell. This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hogs red corner, he weighed in at 144 pounds, holds an undefeated record of 4 wins with 0 losses, and fights out of Team Oxendine in Johnson City, Tennessee, Preston the Ice Pick Schick. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the OEB blue corner. He weighed in at 145 pounds, holds a record of 4 wins with 1 loss, and fights out of Stryker Fight Center in Kennesaw, Georgia, Thomas Woolley. Your referee when the action begins is Jimmy Neely.
Jimmy Neely, our referee in this championship bout for Thomas Woolley's Featherweight Amateur Valor Championship presented by Chips Transmissions. Preston Ice Pick Schick in the blue trunks, Thomas Woolley in the black. Touch of gloves briefly, and we're underway.
Woolley going for the takedown real fast, and he gets it.
Wow.
He's securing it up. Got Preston Schick. He's going to keep coming up. He's definitely back to his feet now. And Woolley putting the pressure on him now. He's looking to probably drop down for another single. Now he's trying for the trip, so he's looking to get this fight back to the mat real fast.
Cool. Nice job by Schick to get back up to his feet quickly after that initial quick takedown by the champ Woolley.
Woolley's got double underhooks, and now he's getting a body lock, so he is definitely trying to he's going to need to try to drag this guy to the ground and look to get dominant position. Doing a good job right now of keeping the head up under the chin of Preston Schick. That'll keep him neutralized up against the cage.
See Woolley with that head position. Sticking a knee, nicely done by Woolley.
Yeah, he's got real good wrist control, and that'll keep him. That'll keep Schick neutralized right there as well. And he's keeping a very good base on him, so it's hard for him to actually get his underhooks. Now he's got his underhooks. He's fighting for underhooks. Preston Schick is, and he's going to need to try to turn him to get off the cage.
We've seen the few times that fighters have gone up against Schick and extended the fight a little bit and had him up against the cage. Schick has been good in these positions, and then unleash a flurry if he gets loose.
Yeah, they're going to separate him now. There wasn't too much work going on. Now he's back out in his range. He's got a little more range here. There he got this turnaround now. Now he's looking to drop down on that single leg to try to maybe get him on the ground. So now he's got a good position with his head up under his chin. That's the best position to keep a guy neutralized up against the cage.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, Stevie, does he want to separate because he is so dangerous with his strike game? But
yeah,
Woolley's
Preston wants to stay separated, and he wants to keep his distance so he can and how he can do that is establish his jab. Woolley definitely wants to get this fight to the mat, so he doesn't want to really stand and bang with Preston at this moment.
Woolley landed a nice overhand right. A little blood on the shoulder of Preston Schick.
Not sure if that's coming from nose. Oh, good hip toss by Preston Schick, and now he's in side control.
That was explosive. Goodness.
Yes, now he's going to look to try to pass and probably go to mount. If not, he might just stand back up. Yeah, there you go. I think he wants to stand and just trade shots, and of course Woolley wants to keep it to the ground, which another takedown, and he's Preston Schick back up now. He's doing a good job at getting back to his feet, and he's taking some punishment while he's getting back up, but he's definitely back up to his feet now.
Final 10 seconds of round number 1, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. The champion, Thomas Woolley, defending his title against Preston Ice Pick Schick.
Mixed martial arts action returns to Corbin Arena May 6th with Valor Fights versus Warrior FC Border Wars. It's Tennessee versus Kentucky as two of the nation's top promotions collide. Watch Valor Fights standouts Dustin Long, Nick Gertz, Jason King, and David Robbins all in action as they enter hostile territory. It's Valor Fights versus Warrior FC Border Wars May 6th at the Corbin Arena. Tickets available now at the arena box office or visit Ticketmaster.com.
And yeah, Preston just needs to, this round, he needs to come out and establish his jab and keep his distance so he can keep Woolley off of him. If not, if he can't do that, Woolley's just going to probably look to just get right back to the clinch and get a takedown on him.
Round 2 underway. We're cage side of Valor Fights 41. Vince Ferrara, Stevie Hutton.
And that was a good job by Preston using his footwork to keep off the cage. That's what he needs to do more of. He needs to stay in the center of the cage and use his jab and his leg kicks. But he needs to use his leg kicks behind his jab or else he's just going to get caught, or it's going to get caught and he's going to get pressured back to the ground again.
Preston Schick hasn't gone 3 rounds since July of 2015.
Yeah, he's definitely a killer. When he sees that his guys are hurt, he definitely swarms in for the kills. So he has that killer instinct, and he looks to finish every time he fights.
But maybe the toughest competition for Preston Schick and a shot at the Valor Championship here in the featherweight division.
Yes, this is definitely by far his toughest opponent. Woolley is very tough. He's durable. Like I said, he's got the submission wins, and he's got a very tough chin. Preston it hits hard, and he does, and he's very technical. So he will need to use that, but right now he just needs to get those underhooks and get back off the cage.
Woolley has also gone the distance 3 times in his 4 wins. So he's also got a couple short victories in his career as well. So Woolley maybe a little bit more experience going longer ways.
Yeah, it looks like he likes to grind. That was a good reversal by Preston right there. Now he's in the mount, and he's got Woolley in a tough spot right here. If he can posture up and drop some bombs on him right here.
And Schick with the ground and pound, and he's got really sharp elbows as well.
Yes, and also he's very well-rounded on the ground as well with submission. So if he could soften him up a little bit, you might even look for him to take an arm right here for an arm bar. But I would say he's probably going to look to get some ground and pound work in right here.
Is he covering up the mouth of Woolley to slow down that breathing?
Yeah, what he does is that just alters the breathing. It makes him panic a little bit. That's really it. Oh, and he's going for an Achilles lock right now. He doesn't quite have it yet. Preston's doing a good job of defending it. He needs to try to get that leg extended, in which Preston is doing a great job at keeping it from being extended. So what he needs to do is he needs to get his leg back right there. Now he can get out, and he can actually get in position. There he goes. He's out now and back up on the feet.
Yes, Schick could have jumped on top of him and had top position, but chose to stand up. And he ate a shot coming in on Woolley.
Yeah, he could have definitely got right there back to the mount. I guess he feels more comfortable on his feet where the fight's standing right here. I think he does have the experience in it, the more experienced fighter in the stand-up. But, of course, every time he does throw, Woolley is looking to get right back to the clinch and for a takedown.
Yeah, Woolley's ducked his shots, especially with that looping left, and it's allowed Woolley to kind of charge in and close the distance on him.
Yeah, he's timing that left hook really well, and that's something that he needs to continue to do. That way he will get right under there and get right back into the clinch, and he'll can keep the pressure on Preston.
Another really close round, right? Who would you give that second round to?
I would give that second round. That Preston might have squeaked that round out with the control and mount. Of course, like I said, there was a lot more stand-up action, and Preston did get more in on that. Woolley still continues to, as you see right there, every time he does, there's a good knee. See, his footwork is being good, and I think that's something Casey probably told him in the corner was you got to stay off the cage. And with him angling off like that, he can stay off the cage and stay in the center. And once they stay in the center, he's looking very well, very sharp on the stand-up. He's a technical fighter.
Yeah, Woolley's defense very impressive against Schick, who's such an accomplished striker.
Yeah, Woolley's looking pretty good on the feet as well. You could definitely tell that he's wanting to get it up against the cage or get it back to the ground and keep the pressure on him. But when they are in the stand-up exchanges, he is landing some of his exchanges. I think Preston is edging him out in that, but we'll see how round 3 goes.
Touch of gloves, round 3, 3 3-minute rounds.
Nice
championship bout, the champion in the black, the challenger in the blue, and look out.
Here comes Preston, started off with that heavy leg kick, and now he's looking to finish.
Oh.
He's looking good right hand.
Big uppercut on the chin of the champion Wooly. Going for a takedown.
Yeah, Preston needs to stay on his feet. He needs to get out of this, push his head straight to the ground, step over, and get back to the center of the cage where he can strike. Now he gets another takedown, and then he needs to get back up, and he needs to get right back to the center of the cage. If he keeps him right here, this will definitely be a tough night for Preston on this third round.
So Preston finally got the strike game going with some significant shots, and now he's back where he's been a lot, defending Wooly in his takedown attempts.
Yeah, he hurt him with that right uppercut, and it's because as soon as he hit him, he went straight back to the grappling. So you can definitely tell when a guy gets hurt from a strike, they go right back to the wrestling. So
enough with this. I'm going to change things up.
Yeah, you see stars, you just grab the opponent and just try your best to hold on for dear life until you can shake the cobwebs out.
Well, with that length of Preston Ice Pick Schick there in the blue, the 19-year-old, he wants more distance than he's been getting much of this fight as we near the midway point here in the third and final round of this championship bout.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how good Preston's cardio is because, like you said, he's had quite a few first-round finishes. He hasn't went the distance in a while or even went to the third round, so we'll definitely see how this third round will pan out for him with not being here that often.
Corner calling for knees from Schick.
Now he's looking for a single. He may look to pull that out and get a takedown of his own.
Probably wants to separate, right?
Yeah, now he's looking to separate. He started with the single leg, and I think he decided, well, I just might want to get away. But he needed to pull away a lot faster. He kind of hung in there a little too long and allowed Wooly to get back to the clinch.
So Wooly now in control, final minute of this fight.
Yeah, Wooly's doing a good job at keeping the pressure on him in this fight. I think that, big right uppercut showed him that he just didn't want to stand and strike anymore. So he's pretty much been here the rest of the fight since that. And I think that's a good idea for him, because this is where, he's excelling at the whole fight. Once he goes back to the feet, he's not doing as well as Preston has been.
Does Preston Schick, the undefeated challenger, the 19-year-old big-time prospect, does he have a spectacular finish here?
He needs to try to get a submission right here since he's back on his back. We'll definitely try an armbar or even throw up a triangle. 10 seconds left, so he needs to try to get something and work out a miracle right here. This definitely is in a favor of Wooly right now.
Yeah, and the champion hangs on. So who would you give that third round to?
I think Wooly won that third round, and I think he's going to win 2-1, a 29-28 decision.
That's the best I've seen anyone fight Preston Schick. I think I've called all four of his fights before. Obviously, step up in competition with the champion Wooly, but
right, definitely a step up in competition. Wooly did a good job at pressuring him that second round. He kind of got away from the wrestling. He tried, but Preston did a real good job at neutralizing, but he got right back to it in the third round. Like I said, Preston came out on fire with those rights and lefts. I mean, he was hitting him with everything, and after the big uppercut right here is when it went right back to the wrestling, and he controlled him the rest of the fight, and I think that gave him the edge in this third round.
Significant shots there, but then from a time standpoint, there was much more in Wooly's favor in that round.
Yeah, he started, like I said, Preston Schick started off the round on fire with the strikes and was landing everything. Really hurt Wooly with that right hand. Started off with a heavy leg kick and then started off with some punches behind it and hurt him bad, and he went right back to the grappling, which was smart on his behalf because I think it helped him keep his title.
I agree with you. I'd say 2-1 for Wooly.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely, round two was close, but I think that Preston did edge it out because, like I said, he did have more striking in that round and did land some significant shots. When they were on the feet, Preston did edge him out. It's just the pressure of the wrestling and the cage control was just too much for Wooly, and I think he's going to pull this fight out.
Well, either way, for Preston Schick, bright future for that young man.
Yeah, the kid's only 19 years old. He's got so much time. I mean, just now, even being 19, he's just, a phenomenal athlete. So he'll get better as it goes. This is experience for him.
Judges' scorecards are in. Back to the cage and Jennifer.
After 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. Judge Doran scores this bout 29-28. Judge Brown scores this fight 29-28. And Judge Lau scores this bout 29-28. All in favor for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the Hogs red corner, Preston, the Ice Pick Schick!
Wow, Preston Schick has won the Valor Featherweight Championship.
This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hogs red corner, he weighed in at 156 pounds, holds a record of 4 wins with 2 losses, and fights out of National Martial Arts in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, Jonathan Ace Mooneyham. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the OEB blue corner. He weighed in at 155 pounds, holds an undefeated record of 4 wins with 0 losses, and fights out of Olson's Martial Arts in Johnson City, Tennessee, Keith Olson. Your referee when the action begins is Neely.
All right.
Jimmy Neely, our referee in this lightweight bout, UMAF National Qualifier Final, presented by Army Recruiting. Jonathan Mooneyham in the red trunks, Keith Olson in the black trunks. 3 3-minute rounds. Valor Fights 41. Touch of gloves. Here we go.
And it's on. Mooneyham known as a quick starter. Throwing those hands. And Olson looking for like a lateral drop there. He gets it on the second go. He's got the underhook. Look for the armbar to come. Mooneyham scrambles back. And now he's in the guard of Keith Olson. We saw it in his teammate Clayton Summers. These guys know the BJJ guard here very, very well. And as I mentioned before, also, Jonathan Ace Mooneyham has fallen prey to this guard submissions before in the past, so he really needs to watch it here.
Mooneyham tried to stick a right to Olson.
Here we go. Watch Olson looking to set that arm under. A master of the triangle choke. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that was quick.
Boom.
Can he complete it?
Mooneyham could be stuck right here. Not a good spot. It could be Keith Olson, 5-0 right here. That's it. Done deal. Keith Olson with the win. The crowd goes nuts.
Wow, it's a minute in. Maybe a little bit more, but Keith Olson stays undefeated and wins the UMAF National Qualifier Final match. What a job by Keith Olson. Boy, the quickness to stick in that submission, that was unbelievable. And Jonathan Mooneyham came out aggressive. Caught in the submission. Casey, you talked about it, that he was susceptible to it, but goodness, I think a lot of people might have been caught in that as quick as Olson slapped that in.
Exactly, very, very good at that setup. I've seen it time and time again. You cannot sleep inside his guard. He will put you on Dream Street, as was the case here. You know, props for Mooneyham for coming out of retirement, but even more props for Keith Olson advancing in that UMAF tournament.
Very impressive, winning the final here tonight. So you will see Keith Olson in the UMAF Nationals. We're excited to be hosting that back in Elizabethton, Tennessee, here at the Evolution Sports Gym. Right now it's Valor Fights 41. Vince Ferrara, Casey Oxendine, cage side. And Keith Olson has moved to 5-0. All right, to officially announce our winner, here's Jennifer.
Your referee stops this fight at 1 minute and 19 seconds into the first round. For your winner via triangle choke submission, out of the OEB blue corner, Keith Olson.
Mixed martial arts action returns to Corbin Arena May 6th with Valor Fights versus Warrior FC Border Wars. It's Tennessee versus Kentucky as two of the nation's top promotions collide. Watch Valor Fights standouts Dustin Long, Nick Gertz, Jason King, and David Robbins all in action as they enter hostile territory. It's Valor Fights versus Warrior FC Border Wars, May 6th at the Corbin Arena. Tickets available now at the arena box office or visit Ticketmaster.com.
This battle is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hogs red corner, he weighed in at 168 pounds, holds an undefeated record of 4 wins with losses, and fights out of Shield Systems in Knoxville, Tennessee, Steven Stevens. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the OEB blue corner. He weighed in at 170 pounds, holds a record of 4 wins with 1 loss, and fights out of Core One Fitness in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, Bubba Bad News Cruz. Your referee when the action begins is Jimmy Neely.
Jimmy Neely, our referee, in this welterweight championship bout for Bubba Cruz's title. It's presented by Ogle Elrod and Burrill. Steven Stevens in the yellow and black trunks. Bubba Cruz, the champ, in the black trunks. It's a UMAF National Qualifier, 3-minute rounds, touch of gloves, and this exciting bout is underway at Valor Fights 41.
Stevens closing that distance quickly. Wise decision in my estimation.
Bubba Cruz actually coming off a loss to Yemi Odawala. That was not a title fight. And look out, Cruz on top.
Man, what a takedown here. Bubba Cruz looking to isolate that arm. With the Iron Cross Crucifix, half guard position for Steven Stevens. He's still not out of the water yet. Here it goes. Looking for that scarf hold Americana we talked about earlier.
Can Cruz finish it? Stevens, very good out of tough situations.
Yeah, there it is again. That is tight. Oh. That is tight. Will he be able to survive?
Stevens trying to work.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Just
wow.
wrenching on it. Done.
Oh.
Deal. Bubba Cruz is your winner and still welterweight champion.
Unbelievable. And I hope Steven Stevens' shoulder is intact. My goodness, Bubba Cruz with the victory, and he retains his Valor welterweight championship.
You know, still not an incorrect strategy by Steven Stevens. You know, he had to close the distance. I think he was in far greater damage with the hands, but he ended up in that tough spot, and Bubba Cruz is just extremely proficient with that scarf hold. You saw right here Steven Stevens trying to survive, doing everything that he could, but Cruz just too dominant here, too tight of a hold.
Wow, the legs pulling to one side with the arm while you're yanking with one arm on the neck. I mean, my goodness, looks painful. And Bubba Cruz, boy, he answered the bell, lost to Yemi Odawale, and he looked just as good as even before that, as had impressive wins over Casey Peel, Arturo Solomon, Michael Robertson, Colton Durham. Of course, the Peel win, a title fight in just 17 seconds. And Steven Stevens got a bright future still. First loss for Steven Stevens, but he's had some really nice wins over Eric Rojo, Chris Barrier, Aaron Phillips, James Carroll, and now lost to definitely his toughest, Bubba Cruz, by far the toughest fighter he has faced to this point. All right, we're ready to announce our winner. Well, I thought we were. Just 1 second, one delay, but another level of Bubba Cruz.
Yeah, absolutely. Bubba Cruz is an athlete that has big things in store for him in this sport.
All right, let's go to Jennifer in the cage.
Your referee stops this bout at 1 minute and 1 second into the first round for your winner via leg Americana submission. And moving on to the UMAF National Tournament and still your Valor welterweight champion, Bubba Bad News Cruz.